Yeah, so just going to quickly show a simple way for getting your samples out or putting new samples in during the run. And you can do the whole thing quite simply and manually. You don't really need to shut down the controller or do anything like that if you're just wanting to change samples. So what you would do is you would first just isolate the vacuum pump manually, release the vacuum, and then change the samples, and then put the vacuum pump back on. So to isolate it, we just use the manual control valve down here. So we just turn the control valve to the horizontal position, and that then isolates the vacuum pump from the system. And we're going to come around to the front, and we've got two ways that we can break the vacuum in the system. One is via the small air inlet area here. So you would just undo this, do it anti-clockwise, and that will allow air into the chamber. But it can be quite slow, so that's one way to do it. If you want to do it a second way, a slightly faster way, what you can do is open the drain valve down the bottom here, and that will allow the air in at a much higher rate, so it's a bit more aggressive in the chamber. It could disturb the samples a little bit, but that will work quite well. The only problem with that is sometimes during the run you might get ice build up, and it blocks the tube in there. So if you find you're opening this and you're not getting any air into the chamber, it'll be because ice has built up and blocked it, so you would need to vent it via this one up here. So let your air out. As the air's out, once it's out, you can then just take the top off. See? Almost there. So we can take the top off now. You can then, if you wanted to remove the whole shelf system, you can remove the whole shelf system out. If it's a bit heavy to lift, then you can just take the chamber off the top if you want. And get access to all the shelves that will be in here. So I'll just drop this back on. And then to get the run going again, you want to put your sample in. So you can just pop your sample in. So at this time the cold trap is still running, which is important because it allows you then to start the run immediately. Put our sample in, put our lid on, make sure we've closed our valve again, because that's important, or else when we turn the vac pump on it's just going to be sucking air through there, so make sure that valve's closed. Make sure you close this one again. Then we come back around, we open our control valve, and we're essentially off and running. And then I would just wait for a minute to ensure that you're not having any vacuum leaks around the place. So just do a quick check. You shouldn't be able to lift the lid at all, and you shouldn't hear any hissing. The vacuum pump will be a little bit noisy to start with because there's a lot of air going through, but once it gets down after a minute or so, 1 to 2 minutes, it will start to quieten down again. And we can see our vacuum coming down quite quickly here, and yeah, you're underway with your next run.